Morning everybody. Now I've had comments from people about this story about the turkeys. They want to hear it. So I want to apologise to my subscribers about this story. If you don't want to hear it, don't listen to it. I wasn't going to put it on, but people have asked me, they want to hear it, and this is the swinging 60s we're talking about, and this is a 15-year-old kid working in his first job after leaving school, and and what I was expected to do. And it's just a different world, what we're living in this country today to them days. It's unrecognisable. And so, in a way, I'm going to tell the story because it does highlight the changes that have happened. And I don't think always for the best, because these things toughen you up and give people character. I was not wrapped in cotton wool. So here's the story about the turkeys. Now, there was a wall between my bedroom wall. The other side of my bedroom wall was where the turkeys were housed, and there was 50 of them. And I fed them every day, ugly little buggers. And if I'd have known, if I'd have known when I was feeding them what I was going to have to do to them, I'd have run like hell right there and then. But as it got nearer to Christmas, he said, right, I won't say what he called me. I can't remember what, he had all sorts of names for me. Come with me. And he took me into this room, and just a stone room with a stone floor, but there was 2 chains hung up from these beams in this room, about, I don't know, maybe 4 foot apart. And at the end of each of these 2 chains was a turkey hung up by its feet. And he says, right, he says, watch me, I'm only going to show you once, so watch what I do. And I watched him, and he took a knife and he put his arms around this turkey and pulled its head back, and he shoved the knife in its throat and pulled, and all this blood poured out on the floor. And there it was, and he just waited. He says, now you keep hold of this turkey, because when last drops of blood run out on it, it'll start thrashing about. And it did, and he held on to it, and you could see him holding on to this turkey while it, and then eventually it stopped. And then he started plucking it, and then he says, right, and he passed me the knife, and I had to do it. Well, I put my arms around this turkey and closed my eyes and cringed as I put this knife in its throat and pulled, and watched the blood dripping onto the floor by my feet. And gradually it started, and I couldn't hold it, and it went, and it was flapping about, swinging about the room on the end of this chain, and there was blood going all over the walls, all over the farmer, all over me. And I'm trying to, get out of it, he says, and I'm trying to, its wings were out, I'm trying to fold its wings up and oh, what a job. Eventually I did manage to get hold on it, and it did, and plucked it, and there was 25 each to do with these turkeys. and that's what he expected a 15-year-old kid to do. So that's the turkey story for you. I'm going to add another episode on here. Not about the farm. I ran away and that were it. But I never kept a job long. And my dad was the manager of a laundry in Leeds. And I'd, every time I walked out on a job and went back home, my dad give me a job at laundry. That happened maybe 3 times before I eventually joined the army. But you might be interested to know about this laundry and how things were there then in the 60s, because this laundry had 50 vans, and these 50 vans used to fan out all over Leeds in all the estates and collecting laundry. And there were 2 types of laundry that we used to collect. One was called fully finished and the other one was called bagwash. It was richer end that could afford fully finished, and it used to be washed, ironed, put in a polythene bag, all folded up, and delivered back in pristine condition. And then the other was the bagwash. The bagwash was just a dirty grey bag, net bag, that people used to leave on the doorstep. And we used to have these massive safety pins, and probably about that long, these safety pins, and you put this, it had a number on it, you put the pin in the bag and chuck it back at the van. I tell you, by the end of the day, that van stunk of piss. But you could either, this bagwash, you could either have it damp or fluff dry. If it were damp, it were, as it said, it came back in bag damp, and you had to dry it yourself and iron it. If it were fluff dry, they used to bung it in the dryers and it came back fluff dry, but you still had to iron it. And that's what the laundry did. And you see, it's hard to believe that people did not have washing machines in them days, and that's how most people had the laundry done in Leeds. And it was the advent of the washing machine that eventually put the laundry out of business. Yeah, and over the years I saw my father trying to keep this laundry going against all the odds, but it couldn't. The times were changing. Yeah, I just thought I'd tell you that story as well. All right, so see you later. Bye.